Hello everyone, welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers series Infinity War Thanos Build-A-Figure King Cobra, even though it does say Serpent Society down there. But we do have King Cobra here in the front window box. On this side we do have some artwork showing King Cobra, same thing on that side. We do have the Avengers logo on the top. On the back side we do have a product shot as well as all the other figures needed in this wave to complete the Thanos Build-A-Figure. And up top we have the read-up. The leader of the Serpent Society, Klaus Voorhees, uses his powerful venom to strike down his enemies. And on the bottom here, we do have the UPC code, so you can check your retailers to see if they have it in stock. But enough about that. Let's get a look at King Cobra out of the package. And here is King Cobra outside of the packaging, and yeah, it's a pretty cool looking figure. It is nice to get another member of the Serpent Society for those that are building up their villains gallery. It's nice to get some additional villain teams going. So that is a pretty cool benefit here of getting a character like this. It is a reuse of that Green Goblin / Dread Knight / Hobgoblin, and I think even the Black Knight mold that's coming up. But it's well used here. The green is a little bit different. The purple is a little bit more metallic than Green Goblin, but all in all, it's not too bad of a looking figure, actually. So with that being said, the only accessory that comes with this is the arm with the Infinity Gauntlet for the Build-A-Figure. So we don't have any accessories to review for King Cobra, so we're going to jump right into a better look at King Cobra himself. So getting right up close here with King Cobra, we can see some pretty decent details there in the sculpt work. I really love it that we're getting a new mask sculpt. He's got kind of those fangs that are coming down there, which I think is really cool looking. And the eyes came out pretty well. A little bit of overpaint, but again guys, when we get this close, you're bound to see a little bit of stuff on some of these figures. But overall, I think a lot of it came out pretty clean. The teeth came out pretty clean. The nose paint there is pretty close. You can see you got a little bit of a metallic sparkle in the green paint there with a little bit of marbling effect. So interesting kind of just the look of it as far as the type of plastic they used. Up top here, we do have this King Cobra on his head, so that's kind of cool. His hood, I can see, was not removable, so it is looking like it's glued on. But you got some of that yellow paint on the inside of the hood there, so that looks pretty nice. And not a whole lot on the other side, but some pretty neat paint detail there on the hood as well. Kind of a glossy metallic look, so pretty neat. Going down the figure, we have that similar, like I said, the body mold is the same, so we got that purple to green, the same as Green Goblin. A little bit of scuff there, looks like, on the chest, but you have kind of that hooded Cobra look there, logo on the chest, which is pretty neat. The scales came out just fine. Again, same body mold we've seen before. The cape behind him, you can see he doesn't really have anything holding it on, so it does just come right off. It does have the peg in the back to port back there, but otherwise they do have this ribbed texture for the back of the cape, and then you have that texture for the, I'm sorry, this is the back of the cape. They have that ribbed texture for the inside of the cape. We'll leave this off for a second while we're taking a look at the figure all the way around here. You can see a little bit now that his cape is removed. You can see a little bit of gappage there. Let's see, can he shift a little bit? Yeah, he can shift, but then the gappage is on that side, but that's not too big a deal. It would be nice if the paint had continued through, so if you do have him back, the paint does stop, but that cape is going to prevent a lot of that sort of motion. The back, though, nothing really crazy there. Just that more metallic looking paint. Moving down on the arms, he does have these cuffs here that are sculpted over the forearms, and I wanted to take a look. If we take off his hand, there we go, these cuffs are removable, but underneath you can see they did stop the molding, and it's not meant to be without these cuffs, so you're going to want to keep those cuffs on them. But checking out the hand sculpt, pretty cool use of the clawed hands there. And again, that metallic paint came out really neat. It looks like I got a little bit of flashing there on that hand. You can't really see it, but there you go. You can kind of see it now on the back of his hand. A little flap there. Yep. But the hands came out pretty cool looking. Belt, pretty generic. Not a whole lot going on there. That is it's not a molded piece. And then going down his legs, again, nothing too crazy there. The same sort of scale work that we've seen before. His boots, they do have this green color coming down. It's the same green used on his hood. So it's the same color green there. And pretty standard looking boots and stuff. So yeah, overall not a bad looking character. And checking the scale here on King Cobra, we can see he comes in at a little over 6 1/4 inches tall. And checking out the articulation here on King Cobra, we do have a head that turns from side to side. You do get some limitations there looking up because his hood does hit the cloak there. But looking down, he can bury his chin pretty far there. His ab crunch can go down that much to go back, even though again you are hitting that hood, can go back that much. He does have full rotation on his arms. However, he's going to hit that hood. His arms do come up. Very strong joints, but his arms do come up not quite at 90 degrees. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have double jointed elbows, but that does get hindered by the cuff. Rotation on the hands as well as a hinge on the hands. He does have waist rotation. Legs can come apart about that far. Kick forward very far. Kick backwards that far. He has double jointed knees. He has a boot cut. And then he does have up and down and ankle pivot. And for a comparison, here is King Cobra standing next to some of his other Serpent Society members. And technically, you got a mixture here with Serpent Squad / Serpent Solutions. And I think Constrictor was only briefly a member of the Serpent Society. But we have here Eel, Constrictor, King Cobra, and Cottonmouth. And here he is standing next to the other two figures from this wave that I've already reviewed. You have Taskmaster and the Iron Spider. And that about does it for this review, guys. So overall, I think this is a cool figure to get, especially for those, again, looking to build some cool, a rogues gallery of cool villains that you can have as a team going up against another team of heroes. So it's definitely nice for those that may have dioramas and things like that. Overall, the figure, I kind of had a hard time figuring out how to pose him. The cloak and the hood give some limited head articulation, as well as the ab crunch. You can't really use the ab crunch looking down because you can't get the head to look up. So maybe for jumping poses and stuff like that, perhaps. No accessories, so he just has these open arms, which again, maybe as you're posing him with a hero and some slashing effects and things like that. So I think it's a good figure to have in the mix, again, just to build up that team of villains. Overall, I wasn't super impressed with the figure himself from a posing standpoint, but the paint looked good, the head sculpt looked good, and overall it was a decently made figure, even though it is, again, just another body mold that we've seen before. But anyway, guys, let me know, do you agree, do you disagree? Were you excited to get this figure? Were you kind of just not really excited to get this figure? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And as always, guys, I appreciate you hanging around and watching the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content coming your way. And other than that, have a great day.